I'm in San Jose, California at the TM Forum Digital Disruption event, and I'm with Jamie Lerner from Cisco. Thanks for taking some time, Jamie. Can you tell me about your role in Cisco first?
Sure, Mike. I'm responsible for cloud and systems management, and it covers a wide range of technologies. Everything from the mobile operator, the cable operator, the classic broadband services, enterprise, Wi-Fi, IP telephony. So we have a huge portfolio of technologies, but I would tell you that almost Cisco's whole portfolio is in transition. As we look at almost 2/3, we believe by 2017, 2/3 of the workloads are going to be on the cloud. And that's disrupting the way we do almost everything in the company, and certainly the way all of that is managed, orchestrated. And it's a fun place to be, but I would say almost our whole industry and almost Cisco as a company is completely in transition. So it's a fun time to be here.
And your background was in fact startups.
Right.
So you've come from the very dynamic world into this
That's
big
right.
corporation.
Disruption is at the core.
Right. So we're at this digital disruption
Yes.
conference. How's your early experience been able to play out inside this very big company?
It's funny you ask. So when I first went to Cisco, having been a startup CEO and founder, a lot of people said, you know, we're not sure you're going to make it in a big company. And my experience has been quite the opposite, in that Cisco really has a culture that almost counts on disruption. The whole company's engine is based on finding a major transition, right, that is going to disrupt the market, and finding a unique, defendable position through innovative technology to accelerate our customers through that transition. So the transition from traditional data center to cloud, the transition to 3G, 4G radio, the transition to enterprise to BYOD, those transitions are just Cisco's like core strength. And so I've actually had a ton of fun coming in, finding that I'm in a culture that completely allows me and my team to deeply disrupt areas, build new business models, and we found, I've ended up having a ton of fun in an area that I would have never suspected.
And we've talked a little bit about the TM Forum and their move into the digital area and the digital disruption event.
Right.
How does that play into your role now into Cisco?
Right. Well, we looked at TM Forum to help us in that what disruption creates is chaos. And for a large vendor, chaos is a problem. And what I found TM Forum allows us to do is say, hey, there's a major disruption coming, a huge technology transition, and we need to get the leaders of the industry together to make some decisions about where we're going to compete and where we need to standardize. But we can't bring chaos to our environment. We can't bring chaos to our customers. And TM Forum has always been a leader at laying down standards and getting vendors and customers together to say, look, there's a major disruption coming, but there's some areas that we need the vendors and customers to work together so that we move through this in a sane and methodical way, and because it just can't be, chaos. Right. And I think TM Forum's always been in the standards bodies, the MTOSI, SID standards, helped as we transition to IP in the networks, and now as we transition to cloud, I think there's a big role TM Forum can play in beginning to standardize cloud, because you look at cloud, everything in cloud is about ruthless standardization so that you can do deep automation, end-to-end automation. But if we don't have anything to standardize around, we're going to have a really hard time automating the cloud. And I think that's where the industry is, and that cloud is churning, and a lot of us are struggling with it's changing so fast. How do we automate it, right? And I think TM Forum has a big role to play in helping us through that.
Well, I'm very pleased to hear that that the event and TM Forum's adding so much value to you.
Sure.
Thank you very much for taking
All right,
the time.
Mike, thank you.